The German Shepherd dog makes a strong impression on everyone he meets. He may inspire awe, respect, love, fear, or firm dedication. Those devoted to this breed are eloquent in their praise of its character, intelligence, and loyalty. German Shepherd dogs play myriad worthy roles in service to man. This presentation will portray the conformation of the ideal German Shepherd dog by example and comparison. My voice will comment on each section as we proceed. The next voice you hear will read the standard as it is written.
General appearance. The first impression of a good German Shepherd dog is that of a strong, agile, well-muscled animal, alert and full of life. It is well-balanced, with harmonious development of the forequarter and hindquarter. The dog is longer than tall, deep-bodied, and presents an outline of smooth curves rather than angles. It looks substantial and not spindly, giving the impression, both at rest and in motion, of muscular fitness and nimbleness without any look of clumsiness or soft living. The ideal dog is stamped with a look of quality and nobility, difficult to define, but unmistakable when present. Secondary sex characteristics are strongly marked, and every animal gives a definite impression of masculinity or femininity according to its sex.
This dog shows the desirable substance and dignity of the male German Shepherd dog. He is heavier in bone than this attractive bitch, who is slightly finer with softer expression.
Character. The breed has a distinct personality marked by direct and fearless, but not hostile expression, self-confidence, and a certain aloofness that does not lend itself to immediate and indiscriminate friendships. The dog must be approachable, quietly standing its ground and showing confidence and willingness to meet overtures without itself making them. It is poised, but when the occasion demands, eager and alert, both fit and willing to serve in its capacity as companion, watchdog, blind leader, herding dog, or guardian, whichever the circumstances may demand. The dog must not be timid, shrinking behind its master or handler. It should not be nervous, looking about or upward with anxious expression, or showing nervous reactions, such as tucking of tail, to strange sounds or sights. Lack of confidence under any surroundings is not typical of good character. Any of the above deficiencies in character which indicate shyness must be penalized as very serious faults, and any dog exhibiting pronounced indications of these must be excused from the ring. It must be possible for the judge to observe the teeth and to determine that both testicles are descended. Any dog that attempts to bite the judge must be disqualified. The ideal dog is a working animal with an incorruptible character combined with body and gait suitable for the arduous work that constitutes its primary purpose.
The character of the German Shepherd dog is of utmost importance and should be given great consideration. Temperament is sometimes difficult to evaluate in the show ring. The German Shepherd Dog Club of America recommends a loose lead examination to aid in character assessment. A cringing dog with tail tucked under his belly should be excused from the ring. A German Shepherd dog must stand his ground without hostility or excessive friendliness. Any attempt to bite the judge is a disqualification.
Head. The head is noble, cleanly chiseled, strong without coarseness, but above all not fine, and in proportion to the body. The head of the male is distinctly masculine, and that of the bitch distinctly feminine. The muzzle is long and strong, with the lips firmly fitted, and its top line is parallel to the top line of the skull. Seen from the front, the forehead is only moderately arched, and the skull slopes into the long, wedge-shaped muzzle, without abrupt stop. Jaws are strongly developed.
These heads are balanced and pleasing. The conformation of the parts of the head are very important in conveying the desired sense of nobility. The muzzle is long and strong, with no suggestion of snipiness. The top line of the muzzle is parallel to the top line of the skull. There is a gradual stop to a moderately arched forehead, The proportion of muzzle to skull in both length and depth greatly affect the degree of stop. This dog's head appears to have the desired parallel planes, but the muzzle is long and shallow and has almost no stop. This muzzle appears long and deep, but there is little stop, and the head planes are not parallel.
Ears. Ears are moderately pointed, in proportion to the skull, open toward the front, and carried erect when at attention, the ideal carriage being one in which the center lines of the ears, viewed from the front, are parallel to each other and perpendicular to the ground. A dog with cropped or hanging ears must be disqualified.
The ears of the German Shepherd dog are expressive and alert. Proper ears should be in proportion to the head. These ears are too big, which detracts from the otherwise lovely head and expression. These ears are set too wide apart. This dog's ears are too close together. These ears are set correctly. The outer edge of the ears are on a line with the edge of the skull. Cropped or hanging ears disqualify a dog from competition.
Eyes. Of medium size, almond-shaped, set a little obliquely and not protruding. The color is as dark as possible. The expression keen, intelligent, and composed.
The German Shepherd dog's integrity should be reflected in his eyes. This dog has the noble, intelligent, and composed expression that is desired. The eyes are set obliquely in the head, fairly wide apart, allowing ample room for the forehead. Here is an example of proper eye placement and expression. Round, light eyes, such as these, detract from the correct, dignified expression.
Teeth. 42 in number, 20 upper and 22 lower, are strongly developed and meet in a scissors bite in which part of the inner surface of the upper incisors meet and engage part of the outer surface of the lower incisors. An overshot jaw or a level bite is undesirable. An undershot jaw is a disqualifying fault. Complete dentition is to be preferred. Any missing teeth other than first premolars is a serious fault.
This is the desired scissors bite.
Neck. The neck is strong and muscular, clean cut, and relatively long, proportionate in size to the head and without loose folds of skin. When the dog is at attention or excited, the head is raised and the neck carried high. Otherwise, typical carriage of the head is forward rather than up, and but little higher than the top of the shoulders, particularly in motion.
The neck is strong and slightly arched, and must be in proportion to the body, as this one is. This is the correct set of head and neck when the dog is in motion.
Forequarters. The shoulder blades are long and obliquely angled, laid on flat and not placed forward. The upper arm joins the shoulder blade at about a right angle. Both the upper arm and the shoulder blade are well muscled. The forelegs, viewed from all sides, are straight, and the bone oval rather than round. The pasterns are strong and springy, and angulated at approximately a 25-degree angle from the vertical.
The shoulders and forearms of the German Shepherd dog are designed to provide a long ground-covering stride. This dog has straight shoulders, which will restrict him from optimum extension. The shoulder blades are long, angled in towards the top of the withers, and well laid back. Notice the correctly laid back shoulders in this picture. The upper arm is about equal in length to the shoulder blade and well under the chest. The pasterns of the German Shepherd dog are relatively longer and have greater slope than those of many breeds to enable the dog to trot over long distances without jarring the legs and shoulders.
Feet. The feet are short, compact, with toes well arched, pads thick and firm, nails short and dark. The dew claws, if any, should be removed from the hind legs. Dew claws on the forelegs may be removed, but are normally left on.
Splay feet and hare feet seen on these dogs are incorrect. The German Shepherd dog does not have cat feet, however. His feet should be oval rather than round. These feet are correct.
Proportion. The German Shepherd dog is longer than tall, with the most desirable proportion as 10 to 8.5. The desired height for males at the top of the highest point of the shoulder blade is 24 to 26 inches, and for bitches 22 to 24 inches. The length is measured from the point of the prosternum or breastbone to the rear edge of the pelvis, the ischial tuberosity.
The ratio of length to height in the German Shepherd dog is of great importance. This dog has the correct proportion of height to length. This bitch may technically have the correct ratio, but she is very low on leg, and her croup falls away steeply. This attractive bitch's lack of tuck-up and flatter croup makes her appear longer in body and higher on leg than the preceding dog. Sometimes great depth of chest will make a dog appear lower on leg. Judges should be aware of this.
Body. The whole structure of the body gives an impression of depth and solidity without bulkiness.
This bitch is too fine in bone. This one has proper substance and keeps her femininity.
Chest. Commencing at the prosternum, it is well filled and carried well down between the legs. It is deep and capacious, never shallow, with ample room for lungs and heart, carried well forward, with the prosternum showing ahead of the shoulder in profile.
The chest extends at least to the elbow of mature dogs and may be deeper than that. Dogs under the age of 2 may not have acquired mature depth of chest.
Ribs. Well sprung and long, neither barrel-shaped nor too flat, and carried down to a sternum which reaches to the elbows. Correct ribbing allows the elbows to move back freely when the dog is at a trot. Too round causes interference and throws the elbows out. Too flat or short causes pinched elbows. Ribbing is carried well back so that the loin is relatively short.
The ribs are wide at the top, but narrow along the sides of the dog, so they are almost flat as they reach the sternum. Barrel ribs, which cause the elbows to be pushed out, or slab sides, which allow the elbows to come in under the body, are faulty. This dog has correct ribbing. The ribs are fairly wide apart to give ample room for lungs and heart, and are carried well back.
Abdomen. Firmly held and not paunchy. The bottom line is only moderately tucked up in the loin.
The abdomen is firm, never soft or flabby, with moderate tuck-up. This dog is too fat. It has almost no tuck-up.
Top line. Withers. The withers are higher than and sloping into the level back. Back. The back is straight, very strongly developed without sag or roach, and relatively short. The desirable long proportion is not derived from a long back, but from overall length with relation to height, which is achieved by length of forequarter and total length of withers and hindquarter, viewed from the side.
The back of the German Shepherd dog is measured from the withers to the loin. This drawing demonstrates back measurement. You can see that the back is relatively short in relation to the total length of the dog. The back must be firm and strong. This dog's sway back detracts from the overall look. This bitch's roached back is too frequently seen.
Loin. Viewed from the top, broad and strong. Undue length between the last rib and the thigh, when viewed from the side, is undesirable.
This bitch is too long in loin. The loin should be moderately short and muscular, as seen here. The length of the loin is determined by the length of the rib cage and the set-on of the pelvis.
Croup. Long and gradually sloping.
The croup cushions the area of the pelvic girdle and slopes at about 30 degrees from horizontal. A croup that is too nearly level will cause the dog to carry his tail high, sometimes even above the back in a plume. This is incorrect. When the croup is too steep, as seen here, it restricts rear movement and gives a crouching appearance. This bitch has a correct, gradually sloping croup.
Tail, bushy, with the last vertebra extended at least to the hock joint. It is set smoothly into the croup and low rather than high. At rest, the tail hangs in a slight curve, like a saber. A slight hook, sometimes carried to one side, is faulty only to the extent that it mars general appearance. When the dog is excited or in motion, the curve is accentuated and the tail raised, but it should never be curled forward beyond a vertical line. Tails too short, or with clumpy ends due to ankylosis, are serious faults. A dog with a docked tail must be disqualified.
The tail is a natural extension of the back line. It is strong and well furnished, never whip-like or fragile. It hangs with a slight curve at the end when the dog stands naturally. A tail tucked under the belly is an indication of shyness or fear. Either one is a serious fault. This dog is holding his tail properly. The tail is used as a rudder for balance and to guide the dog in making quick turns. It is active when the dog is in motion, but should not rise above the level of the back.
Hindquarters. The whole assembly of the thigh, viewed from the side, is broad, with both upper and lower thigh well muscled, forming as nearly as possible a right angle. The upper thigh bone parallels the shoulder blade, while the lower thigh bone parallels the upper arm. The metatarsus, the unit between the hock joint and the foot, is short, strong, and tightly articulated.
This diagram illustrates how hindquarter angulation must be in balance with forequarter angulation for optimum efficiency. A long, strong upper thigh meets an equally long, strong lower thigh. The thigh bones are long, well bent, and strong, and join the hocks at right angles to the ground. The hocks are low set and strong. The rear assembly of the German Shepherd dog is the subject of much discussion. One reason is that while attempting to perfect a dog of extreme power, agility, and endurance, excesses have been bred in. This dog lacks the desired extreme length of upper and lower thigh, but has adequate bend of stifle for proper drive. Any less length of bone would hamper his gait. This otherwise attractive animal has far too much length of first and second thigh. Sickle hocks or cow hocks are often the result of overangulation and poor condition. The thigh should be extremely broad and well muscled, and the whole hindquarter should give the impression of power and strength. These dogs have correct hindquarters.
Gait. A German Shepherd dog is a trotting dog, and its structure has been developed to meet the requirements of its work. General impression. The gait is outreaching, elastic, seemingly without effort, smooth and rhythmic, covering the maximum amount of ground with the minimum number of steps.
This dog displays the proper long, powerful reach when viewed from the side. You can see the balance and extension from the carriage of the head and neck through the back to the drive of the hindquarters. Short, choppy strides or hackney action are not typical.
At a walk, it covers a great deal of ground, with long stride of both hind legs and forelegs. At a trot, the dog covers still more ground, with even longer stride, and moves powerfully but easily, with coordination and balance, so that the gait appears to be the steady motion of a well-lubricated machine.
The characteristic flying trot, which the standard describes, can best be seen in a large area with a dog on a loose lead or without a lead. However, one can assess the structure and soundness of the gait without the dog going at full speed, because the trot at a slower pace should be equally powerful, graceful, and efficient.
The feet travel close to the ground on both forward reach and backward push. In order to achieve ideal movement of this kind, there must be good muscular development and ligamentation. The hindquarters deliver, through the back, a powerful forward thrust, which slightly lifts the whole animal and drives the body forward. Reaching far under and passing the imprint left by the front foot, the hind foot takes hold of the ground. Then hock, stifle, and upper thigh come into play and sweep back, the stroke of the hind leg finishing with the foot still close to the ground in a smooth follow-through. The overreach of the hindquarter usually necessitates one hind foot passing outside and the other hind foot passing inside the track of the forefeet, and such action is not faulty unless the locomotion is crabwise, with the dog's body sideways out of the normal straight line.
The pictures you have just seen demonstrate the characteristic trot at its best, in which the dog's feet converge toward the center line of gravity, coming and going, and with balanced reach and drive.
Transmission. The typical smooth, flowing gait is maintained with great strength and firmness of back. The whole effort of the hindquarter is transmitted to the forequarter through the loin, back, and withers. At full trot, the back must remain firm and level without sway, roll, whip, or roach. Unlevel top line, with withers lower than the hip, is a fault. To compensate for the forward motion imparted by the hindquarters, the shoulder should open to its full extent. The forelegs should reach out close to the ground in a long stride in harmony with that of the hindquarters. The dog does not track on widely separated parallel lines, but brings the feet inward toward the middle line of the body when trotting in order to maintain balance. The feet track closely but do not strike or cross over. Viewed from the front legs function from the shoulder joint to the pad in a straight line. Viewed from the rear, the hind legs function from the hip joint to the pad in a straight line. Faults of gait, whether from front, rear, or side, are to be considered very serious faults.
Gait is an extremely important part of judging the German Shepherd dog. However, correct gait evaluation need not be the marathon that many judges require. Correct gait, coupled with proper conditioning, spells endurance in a herding dog.
Color. The German Shepherd dog varies in color, and most colors are permissible. Strong, rich colors are preferred. Nose black. Pale, washed-out colors and blues or livers are serious faults. A white dog or a dog with a nose that is not predominantly black must be disqualified.
These German Shepherd dogs all have good coat color. Note the rich reds and tans, the strong sables. These are preferable to washed-out shades.
Coat. The ideal dog has a double coat of medium length. The outer coat should be as dense as possible, hair straight, harsh, and lying close to the body. A slightly wavy outer coat, often of wiry texture, is permissible. The head, including the inner ear and foreface, and the legs and paws, are covered with short hair, and the neck with longer and thicker hair. The rear of the forelegs and hind legs has somewhat longer hair extending to the pastern and hock respectively. Faults in coat include soft, silky, too long outer coat, woolly, curly, and open coat.
The coat includes a slightly oily undercoat, through which grow medium-length, straight, or slightly wavy guard hairs. The outer coat is wiry or hard to the touch, never silky or soft. The body and tail are well covered, with the tail bushy, and there is a longer ruff around the neck. This dog is in full bloom. The German Shepherd dog is an all-weather animal, and his coat must be protective and double. This holds true even in summer, when the undercoat may be lighter.
Disqualifications: cropped or hanging ears, undershot jaw, docked tail, white dogs, dogs with noses not predominantly black, any dog that attempts to bite the judge.
Here is the German Shepherd Dog, a self-confident, poised, alert companion, built to herd, guide, protect, and defend. A dog whose loyalty is legendary, whose intelligence is renowned, and whose spirit is incorruptible.